That will be interesting. I think we're both going to get better cameras for that day.
Uh, so just don't give anyone your real name first off, because they will dox you, and then you will become on a hit list like Joey Gibson has. So don't give them your real name. Stay with the floral thing. If I was you, stay with Dream Floral because.
Well, I'm not. You know, I'm not. I'm just recording what is happening. I'm not sharing an opinion about either the side. I mean, I filmed
It doesn't matter. You're just going to be free game because you're out there doing this. I mean, every live streamer will. They actually. It's like initiation type crap. Okay, you're going to get sprayed in the ice with pepper spray. You're going to be hit on. You're going to be tripped. They're going to come after you. You got a woman with you. She sounds, from what you say, pretty well set in her way. How well
she's a crazy one though, like me. Otherwise, she wouldn't be doing this shit. But yeah, no, I understand what you're saying.
There you go. So I just want you to be safe out there. But so the Trump rally, how long did it last?
Honestly, you would spend more time trying to get in or trying to get out because there were so many cars and there's so much fucking traffic.
But so day one, the BLM rally, Nathan, how many people were there?
Which one? A day one? On Citibank, I said about probably 700 to 800, and then on Lombard, I said probably 1,000.
1,000 at that point. All right, so. Then day two, you're at the Trump rally over there at the mall, right? How many people were there?
2,000, 3,000, a lot. Probably two and a half, so probably 2,500. That's what I would guess.
Wow,
a lot. And there was a few BLM guys outside. I mean, they were kids though. I got footage of them too. I'm probably gonna add it. And they weren't very smart kids. All they were just screaming at Trump supporters to suck their dicks and of such. But, there was a car that drove through that I got footage that was completely stupid of them. But there's a car that drove into the Trump rally with a BLM flag hanging out, and they were a whole bunch of kids, and they were basically stopped dead in their tracks and escorted out, but no violence. Interesting. Because if that was the other way around, I think they'd be fucking crucified. So.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Now, I know you don't want to give your political view, and I'm not going to ask you a political view, but is there a lot of political views going back and forth out there in the rallies? I mean, you already got kids that are telling Trump to do.
No, I mean, it's very pointless. You know, it's very, the arguments of the confrontations between those two. I mean, they're so. That they're not listening to each other at all. It's just Trump's a fucking racist bigot, and then the right's shooting back like you're a fucking communist, fucking. And that's all that goes back. I mean, it's not like they're having intelligent discussions on or topics or pinpoints. It's just big fucking So yeah.
Oh, I'm going to ask you a question. Someone asked in the chat room, are these, they call them riots. People are not calling them protests anymore. They're calling them riots. Are these riots
They're declared riots. They're riots.
Yeah.
Well, I think they're declared riots at night.
Well, when they start destroying the gas station,
I think they're seriously, because they're partying.
When they burn.
There's no law.
What's up?
Are they making? Is there anything negative that is being talked about? And if Trump was to win the election, are they talking about, things are going to get worse?
But I told you yesterday. No, I haven't heard anything of that. But I did tell you I told you that yesterday there was a legit planned Antifa meeting. I obviously am not in Antifa, so I wasn't capable of attending. But yeah, they had a legit, a formal meeting. It wasn't a protest. It was a formal meeting somewhere, someplace, sometime. But it was yesterday, and I'm sure they had a lot to talk about. So it wouldn't surprise me, but I don't fucking know.
Right. Wow.
I kind of think it's going to continue no matter who gets elected president, though. Whether it is,
But if Biden gets elected, there's no reason for the left or the Democratic side to keep. They won. There's no reason for them to push this agenda on people anymore. With Fauci, that Dr. Fuckhead, he's saying that we're going to have a vaccine by this winter, which is interesting, right after the fucking election season. Dude, if Joe Biden wins, the left isn't going to give two shits about fucking BLM or fucking anything anymore because they won.
Or anything. They're not care about nothing.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. So, but I mean, it takes a person with some good bonias to be out there in this mess, and I applaud you for having that. And be careful while you're out there. So you are trying to. I'm not going to go where we were talking about in the hangout because people don't even know that. But do you feel that at any time you can be in danger?
Yeah. I mean, on night one, I was threatened. My life was threatened. So
you knew not to film them.
But I feel a lot safer when I made my friend and we were doing it together. And I mean, people leave you alone when you're not by yourself, or that's why, or if it's the people with the press shit too, like they have fake or they have press printed all over them. Those are the other people that are alone that are pretty safe. But 99% of those fucking people aren't press. They're just there too pussy to like fucking film with, they're not fucking press. Right. You could tell when the dude's actually press and who's not. But 99% of the press people you see that have these press badges on them, they're not fucking press.
Let me also, when the shooting went down in Wisconsin, did anyone there have anything to say about that shooting that happened there? Did they give any insight or what they felt was right?
Yeah, I mean, they shouted out his name during the march, but that's about it.
They shouted out the shooter's name?
Yeah, or the victim's name.
Oh, the victim, Jacob Blake.
Okay, yeah.
Something Blake.
Jacob Blake. Yep.
Jacob Blake.
But I'm talking about, did they have anything to say about the Wisconsin shooting?
That was the Wisconsin. Oh, you're talking about
I'm talking about the three Rittenhouse.
I did not hear much about that other than them saying chanting out his name during a march. Otherwise, I didn't hear anything about it.
Now you said, were you there when? Wait a minute! I seen one video where one guy was filming. It's on the Argonian. The Argonian. Did you get that link, Edward?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, it's a confrontation of someone that filmed it, and he was getting in trouble by a bystander because a bystander was. I'll give it to you real quick. That way you can show Nathan too. Oh, I say don't use your name, and I do it. It shows, and he has the whole shooting right there. He was across the street. He's got the whole shooting.
I was driving by perpendicular when that shooting happened. And I was 50 feet away in the car.
Were you?
Yes.
Okay.
I have footage of it.
This guy.
I'm going to be posting very soon.
We'd like to see it because people are. I don't know. I think it's like excitement for them.
I have footage of the body and being close to it. I don't have footage of the shooting because the shooting happened, and then I stopped my car in the middle of the road and ran out of my car, looked around, dead body, and then I booked it to the dead body, and then my friend got in the driver's seat of my car and pulled it to the curb.
Okay. This one's Argonian.
I didn't see the shot. I didn't see the shooter. I just saw the body.
Okay. This one here, Edward, it's in your Facebook message box. You can go there and get it. This is the guy, he was actually shooting it, and some guy told him that he said, did you get this on video? And he says, yeah, I got sprayed in the eye. And he goes, did you get this on video? And he was demanding that he hand the video over. He says, you don't want that on your phone. And when Edward will show it to you, you might know these guys by hearing their voice or something. If Edward wanted to show that beautiful beam footage.
I don't want to show anything live that has to do with any of this.
Well, really, it's not banishing guns. The thing that got you in trouble and me in trouble was the banishing of the guns. You're not really going to see, you're going to hear an altercation of the guy filming and the person next to him, but you're not going to see banishing of guns. You're already going to get a strike playing that stupid song, dude. That was Nickelback.
I play Nickelback every
Oh,
show,
okay.
and I don't get a strike. I just get a copyright. I
Well,
just get.
good for
I can't
Nickelback. Don't ever
monetize
play
nothing.
AC/DC or it's over. Believe me, they hit me hard.
Oh, trust me, I already know that. All right, so yeah, I will play this footage. So let's
Yeah,
see
it's
what
not.
happens.
It's Argonian, so you can't get in trouble. And it should. He might know their names or their voices. I'm going to mute while you do it.
Love it when I hear revving engines. Not really. It kind of scares me.
That street where the white truck just went by, that's the street I was on when I was driving. And then we heard it, and I stopped right there, close to right there, where you see that car in the very right of the, you just see the front of it.
Right.
Probably going to see me pretty soon if this keeps going.
I got mace in my eyes. Ow.
The guy that said he's got mace in his eyes is the one filming.
Ah.
What the fuck is it?
Eyes.
Well, I'm somewhere over there. I just can't pinpoint which one I am
Do you
because
have
when the
anything for
car came
eyes?
right now, this is when I leave. So let's see if I can see myself leaving.
Yeah. I think I got it. I think I got it on film. Are you okay? I don't. God
I
damn
was already left.
eyes.
I couldn't find myself. Oh, that was probably. Wait, no. I remember that guy running. He just booked it Mach 10. He ran right past me. God, where am I? I should be wearing a gray hoodie. I can't tell.
No, the guy who shot ran off. Ow. Jesus.
Hey, dude,
I can't tell.
that
Man.
video, you need to fucking give it over. Or
Oh, this is horrible.
you need to tell them, man.
They were right.
Hey, bro, you need to tell them you got it on film. That's a fucking. You don't want that on your phone right now. You want me to go tell them?
No, I'm dealing with it.
Do not leave here without giving that fucking info up.
Oh.
By now, I'm at the side of the street as this camera, man.
Oh, okay.
So I crossed. So once I saw a dude running shortly after that dude ran by at Mach 10 because he shouted something at the cops and then booked it. He booked it right past me, and I think that's when I left and came on this side of the street.
And that was that guy in the white shirt that was running, right?
A
little while
There's
ago.
only one guy that was running, and it was like
Okay.
later in the video. It wasn't. It was after the cops already got there.
I will.
I'm gonna get it.
I can't tell which one is me anymore. And a lot of
Who are
footage
you?
in the gas station riot. It's easy to
That's a
pinpoint
murder.
because I climbed
You need
something.
to give
I'm the only
it
one
right
that climbed
now.
it.
I will inform.
Right. Yeah, so that's what happened there.
Edward, right here is where they get into the confrontation over the video.
The proper authorities.
Promise. Right. Somebody
It's
murdered.
live
You got it
stream.
on the fucking live stream. That you need to give it to him right now.
I will inform the proper authorities.
Promise.
Oh shit. Oh.
They were getting into it to where the live streamer actually said, "Dude, who are you?" You know, like that. Like, who are you to tell me to give up anything?
Yeah.
So But yeah, that was people where that was from the Trump rally. One of the people from the Trump rally that got shot.
Yeah. Proud. Look at this. Kind of off topic, but Proud Boys. It's a flyer. Proud Boys, Portland, September 26th at 12 p.m. At Terry Shrunk Plaza. End domestic terrorism. Free Kyle Rittenhouse and do it for Jay. So there's already a rally planned for September 26th from the Proud Boys.
To free the oh, okay, yeah, no, that's not going to be good. No,
Nope, it's not.
That's going to be
I'll probably
very,
be
very.
happy for that.
Please be careful.
Yeah.
Nope.
That one's
Yeah,
going to be
no-
a dangerous one.
That's going to be the next plan for Nathan, right?
And the fact that they because for the Trump rally, like I told you, they disclosed the location of it very like right before the event, so no one could plan any shit. They just released the location, the time, and who's gonna be there. It's gonna be bad.
Yeah, it is.
Kelly, you want me to play that footage again, Kelly? All right, hang on.
Hey, Edward, as long as you place this, give patronage to this link in your subscription box, okay, when you process your show, so you don't get in trouble. You're gonna
She
play it
wants to hear just before the shot. Yeah, so let's see what happens.
Okay, I'm gonna mute on this while you do it.
I love it when I hear revving engines. Not really, it kind of scares me.
All right.
All right.
So, yep, there you go, Kelly. Hopefully that answered your question. If it didn't, then I'm going to drop the link in here so you can check it out yourself there. Did he say that 30 seconds before the shot? Yep. So anyway, so then what? So after the shooting, how long was it after the shooting before Joey Gibson got attacked?
20 minutes.
Yeah, it wasn't long at all, was it? And after the last truck was driving past on 3rd Street, I believe, it was about 10 minutes after that is when Jay was shot, I believe, like that.
Well, I don't know how you could tell that the last truck. I mean, the trucks were here in groups, but in many different groups. You know what I mean? So I don't know how they could tell the last truck left at this time. That's why you texted me that the last one left. I was like, I don't know, man. I still see a few, like they drive together in like a group of 5 or 6.
Right.
You know, so how do you know
Well,
that?
I think they meant like the big motorcade of trucks. You know, when they had a whole bunch of them in a row, it was at that point. You know, they counted from that one.
Yeah, well, those guys, I believe, just drove in, drove out. But then there were stragglers of the groups of like 5 or 6 trucks, you know, having a party, driving by, basically all chilling in the trunk or in the bed of the truck and having verbal altercations with people on the street. Thrown at their car.
Dream Floral, I want to ask you one question here. As far, because I'm seeing a lot of it in the chat room, and it's a lot of it going around the whole social media, circuit. Everyone thinks that a civil war is going to break out if these protests continue on both sides. Do you think that's going to be a problem, or do you think that's inedible for it to happen, or what?
Could there be fights? Yeah, but at the riot I was at Lombard Street, I mean, these guys are all decked out and tough, when the cops are just standing there lined up. But when I was at the Lombard Street riot, when the cops intervened and they ran in there, everyone was gone, ran like rats. It went from 1,000 people to fucking 100 people like that, gone. So, I mean, could there be fights and shit that breaks out? Yeah, but, I think it could be easily stopped by law enforcement or National Guard. But the thing is, the fucking mayor is such a dope in this goddamn state. It's
Okay. Another question I want to ask you. Can you please tell, you know what I'm going to do, Edward, because you put it on the screen. Did someone really get shot? Please answer for those in the chat room that says, was it blank ammo? It's a psyop.
Actually shot like
Yeah.
the J guy. Yes, I have
Yeah.
footage of it. I have footage of his.
He got shot.
I
There,
am
you see
going
that
to
thing?
release a trailer for the movie. I'm going to come out probably in the next week or two.
Good deal. Good deal. See, Stable,
And,
there you go.
I have the video. Oh, I have footage of the dead body, man. Yeah, he was.
So that guy is in fact deceased, which is what I said to another hoaxer that came in my live stream yesterday. You know, when I was talking about it. Yeah.
I actually feel bad. No, I'm recording his dead body. I'm like, dude, I'm so like scared, and it's like everything's nuts. And I kind of feel bad because I'm like, dude, this guy's fucking dead, and that's like the audio of it. But I'm freaking out.
Well,
So-
there's some that think it's planned for, I don't know what agenda they're thinking. But they think all shootings are fake. Vegas was fake. There was no dead, Marissa. How you say her name? Edward.
Melissa Ramirez. And,
Yes, she was fake. She was a rag doll. These are the kind of
This is
people
real
that
because-
really.
Apparently, the Patriot Prayer is really big fucking thing that in Portland, and they do not, and Antifa and BLM do not like it. They think they're Nazi, white supremacists, fucking fascists. I don't know, but that dude was wearing, I don't know why, because he's a part of the organization, but I don't know why he was wearing it on that night. It was kind of stupid of him, but he was wearing a Patriot Prayer hat, and that's what got him into that fucking mess.
Well, because
Was it-
some people are not going to hide who they are because they want to bring. But if
Yeah,
you're
well, if you're gonna do that,
outnumbered,
you do it alone, or with one. He had one buddy with him.
right,
On that night where it was guaranteed to be a fucking mess. It was
right.
guaranteed to be a mess. Guaranteed because of the
Did they
Trump
catch
rally.
the person that shot him?
Did it? Who did who?
Did they catch the person that shot him?
No idea. Zero idea. I heard
I
that the
don't-
FBI is getting involved in the investigation, but I don't think they caught the guy that shot him.
Okay. We
I
just
don't
have
believe
to
he's
be
been
careful.
apprehended either.
No, he hasn't. Okay. Just be
Nope.
careful out there because like you said, well, he had another person with him and you got someone with you. So shouldn't you be in a bigger crowd more than two? I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, we keep to ourselves. Okay.
Just if they ask your political view, don't wear anything political. And if they ask your political view, say, I ain't either way. I'm here to live stream this.
Or, they didn't have. No one really seemed to have a problem of me just filming it. Because isn't that what the fucking point is? Isn't that the point of a protest to fucking show awareness? Right? So who gives a fuck if I'm filming it? They should
Right.
fucking want that. The
Right.
fact that I got threatened against my life the first night is completely bizarre. That dude was a fucking ass clown idiot. God
And that was
forbid
Black
you
Lives
fucking
Matter.
film it, you dumb fuck. Yeah.
See, see, that's what I'm not getting. Well, you got to understand too. In some of the protests / riots, they were beaten up in Ferguson here in Missouri. They were actually attacking some of the news media.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, the big news media.
Well,
they were attacking. them.
See, is it a protest? Are we trying to spread awareness here? Are we trying to make a change, or are we attacking people filming it? What the fuck is the point of attacking people filming it?
Well, because
It spreads awareness, does it not? It's
but it makes for entertainment. It makes for entertainment.
Yeah,
There's a
well,
lot
they're
of
doing it. You
people
want
that
to
like that
act like
kind of
monkeys? You're gonna get fucking displayed like monkeys. So,
exactly. Now, do you have anything to protect yourself with if you were backed in a corner, you and your friend?
no,
Okay, well,
but
can I help you?
this
Can
is
I help?
right here, and nothing's really crazy is gonna go down tonight, and then we're leaving. So,
Good. Okay. Well, you said you're going back there though, right?
maybe, I don't know. I'm not gonna do it alone. If she's down, then yeah, we'll go. But yeah, I was very uncomfortable doing it alone after the Citibank protest and being threatened like that, which I was an easy target because I was alone by myself. And
Right. And you tried to reason with them and tell them, hey, I'm just, I'm live streaming this, and
Yeah.
Okay, so You're gonna.
Yeah, well, when I said that, they told me, "Oh, well, you're not for the cause. You're just a fucking cocksucker trying to get hype." I'm like, who gives a fuck who I am, dick? I'm just filming it, you know. So
Right. Right. So you are going to try. You said you want to get all this going and live streaming. Are you going to plan on in the future travel to these protests and
me and
everything?
my new friend were talking about it. We were talking
Oh,
about it for sure.
okay. Well, if you set up a PayPal account for people to donate to have you bring in the streams for them, because people will pay for you to stay out there and stream for them. It's better than them getting out there and seeing it for real life and taking a chance of getting hurt. If you do this, I will plug your show and I will plug your PayPal for you on my channel.
All right, well,
Okay.
I'll let you know. It's nothing that we talked about it, but on the nationwide scale. But it was the only plans that we have now is we were planning on coming back during election, and now with this shit that she just texted me with the Proud Boys, it's looking like we're gonna probably do that too.
Okay. Just be careful
But
out there.
both times in Portland. Yeah.
Maybe you need to get some press badges.
Yeah, no, I think I am. So I don't get fucking
Yeah, that way they won't,
And that's why people do it. 99% of those people
Yep.
aren't pressed, but that's why they're doing it.
And then, well, I mean, when they declare a riot, they're going to arrest everybody that's not press. If they have their fake ass press pass, then
Exactly.
they're
Yep.
not going to go to jail for the night either, just to be
Nope.
released the next morning.
Yep.
With no charges, by the way, because there
Yep.
was people in Portland who were, unlawful, felons carrying a firearm that were just released the next day.
Mhm. Yeah, so be careful. And if they start looting and tearing things up and burning buildings, if I was you, I'd stand like a block away from them, because that's when the cops come in and start pepper spraying and
I
rubber
don't see a
bullets.
lot of looting anymore, though.
They're not.
There wasn't any looting when I was filming.
There's
I mean,
not.
they destroyed that gas station because fucking
Just Joey
Griswold,
was in there.
They ran in there, but I haven't seen any looting whatsoever since I've been here.
Joey so needs to get a bodyguards. I mean, big boofy bodyguards.
Yeah, I know, right?
If he's going to be going out in there, and then because see, now the gas station got tore up because he ran in there.
Yep.
They
We're repairing it today. We
Yeah.
asked people today too if they'd be willing to talk to us, but they said they're not allowed to talk to any media whatsoever.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
But let's see.
Right.
This is the gas station right here. I don't know how good the quality is going to be, but do you see a gas station over there?
Yep.
That's the gas station.
Wow.
And I didn't even know it was so goddamn close to my hotel. It didn't even dawn on me until this morning. I'm like, that looks fucking familiar. Oh shit.
So while you were filming that footage, you were climbing on the ice machines, right?
Yeah, on the ice machine. I'm in a lot of if you look at like big fucking reporters, I'm in a lot of their footage. You'll see me. I'm the only one that's on top of that ice machine. When I got off of the ice machine, I fucking ran into a real press guy. I was like, dude, you should get up there. And he didn't listen to me. I was like, all right, jackass, you're not fucking real press. But yeah.
Also, I wanted to ask, I'm just trying to get as much out as I can. If anybody in the chat room has a question, he'll answer anything except his political stance. So if anybody's wanting any questions, are you reading, Edward?
I'm reading. Yeah, just to make sure. So
Okay.
Yep.
So here we are. This is the 26th is going to go down. The Proud Boys are going to be there, and that's in Portland, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Are you going to try to live stream that?
I'm probably not gonna lie. I mean, I might live stream a second of it, but I'm most likely just gonna film it and then make something out of it, in the weeks that follow.
yeah,
Okay.
Nathan hasn't live streamed anything. He has filmed a bunch of footage to make a movie, and
Wow.
he's a video editor, so that's what he does, right? So
Well, let's say something goes down. If the police want your phone or whatever you're using to stream with, Are you gonna? Do they come and ask anybody, or does people? You know, because you've seen that there. What I was trying to show you.
They haven't asked, but if they did ask, I'd very sneakily pull the fucking memory card out of this thing, and they wouldn't even fucking know, and they wouldn't
Yeah,
even been able to tell that I did it.
Right, because the people need to know the truth, and the mainstream news don't give it anymore.
Yeah.
So,
But there's no reason for them to take food. You know how many other people are recording? So, you know, everyone, you know, 9 out of 10 people have a camera recording when shit goes down. So, I mean, it would be very unlikely for my shit to get fucking, you know, taken.
No.
So,
no, Citizens Reporter, he is not part of the Proud Boys. No.
yeah.
She wanted to know if you're part of the Proud Boys.
Well, no, I'm not part of the Proud Boys. I didn't
No.
even really know what they are. Is that another Oregon thing? Which I didn't even know who they were until I came up to Oregon and heard about them.
Now, also, I want to know when they start having their parties and getting loud and, you know, telling police to do to them and all this other stuff. What does the hotels do? They start shutting the doors and locking down.
They'll lock the doors, yeah.
And they lock down.
Yeah, or you know, last night I think a lot of these stores too. I mean, there's guys in there. We saw someone trying to tamper with the store, and this dude came out running with a stick, right? And then they fucked off, and then they were just like doing this and support for. So a lot of these businesses close their doors, or they'll come out and they'll pretend like they're for the cause, just so that their store doesn't get fucked with. You know what I mean? So they'll come out there and be like, woo, you know, but they're doing it to save their ass, you know?
Well, yeah. Okay. But they do. I was wondering about the hotels because
they'll lock if the rally is going by at that very moment, yeah, they're going to lock their fucking doors.
And can you get in at that time or you have to wait? Well, you got a key.
Well, I mean, I'm not trying to get into any of these
No,
places.
I mean, when you want to go to your room or something.
Oh, well, it was only, I mean, I didn't run into that situation. There hasn't been a time where
you got a key to get in anyway, so right to get into the door. Okay, well then you ain't got nothing to worry about. I just didn't want you locked out when they have to lock down. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
because that would be better for people who travel. Does anyone have any questions in the chat room for him? Antifa went to Sturgis and wasn't attacked, but a few arrested. Well, they took a small group to Sturgis. That was stupid. I mean, I seen that go down. I knew that was going bad when they did what they did. And Antifa went to Sturgis, where the bikers all gather every year, their annual gathering, and tried. And it was a small group, a handful, and they didn't get beat up by the bikers, but they got arrested. So, yeah. So,
Nathan, let me ask you this: you think there's provocateurs on both sides, though, right?
yeah.
Right. Like some of the people that went to that Make America, that Trump cruise rally or whatever, when they were driving through downtown Portland afterwards, they were firing mace,
they were instigating,
tear gas, and paintballs at Black Lives Matter. So there's instigators on both sides on this. It's not just
instigation on both sides. Yep, that's correct. Yeah, I mean, the ride, the truck drive. I mean, they had a route planned beforehand. They were all the cars were going to do this route all together. It was when the
same thing that happens in any other
orders, but they went off on their own in small little packs and going through downtown. That wasn't supposed to happen. That was not what. That wasn't the big plan of the event for the Trump rally. But people are going to be people, and that's what happened. They were instigating problems, and that's why Saturday night was so big, because Trump rally instigated a big problem.
Right, and it seems like that happens on a lot of these protests. They'll have an organized protest, and then a small group of the people that went to that protest will break off and do their own thing and cause a bunch of trouble. I've seen that happen on both sides. That's
every single time for both sides.
Absolutely.
So here, what caused you? I want to know what made you want to start doing this. What was it that made you say, "Hey, I'm going to start. I want to start doing this, and I want to put a movie together." What caused you? What woke you up and said, "Hey, this is what I'm going to do"? There's the question.
I think, I don't know, just watching it all the time. And, from where I live, because I'm from California, the city that I live in, there was a little bit, but it wasn't that extreme. And I don't know, you just see it on the news all the time. And I just wanted to basically, my whole goal was to film both sides, which I did. I was at Trump rallies, I was at Antifa rallies, and my whole goal was just to basically film both sides of the story and make my make an opinion or
To bring truth what's out there.
yeah.
Yeah, because you're telling us that both sides can be they both can be agitating at each other. They're both agitators. There's some in the group
They
with
both are agitators. One agitates more often, but yeah, they're both agitators.
right, and it doesn't help the situation there. You said that there are some good BLM protesters out there.
Yeah, I mean,
Because there's some that took up for Joey, right?
they're the ones that escorted them out. Or, I mean, Joey and the two people he was with, a dude and a girl. I mean, they were getting shit thrown at them, tripped, kicked, punched, and then the BLM guys, there's like 4 or 5 that were just had them in a circle protecting them, and they would confront anyone that was trying to fuck with them. But were they still surrounded by hundreds of people going through chaos? Yeah. But yeah, if it wasn't for those 5 people, I mean, protecting Joey Gibson and the 2 other people, Joey would be fucking dead, no doubt in my mind.
Okay, well, Kay Waxwell wants to know, how did you fund this venture?
How did I fund it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, out of my own pocket.
Out of his own pocket.
Off my fucking credit card. That's how.
Watch out for the interest on the thing.
I think you answered this earlier, but Citizen Reporter wants to know: does this seem like it's encouraged and/or supported by NGOs or the government itself?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. The more divide, the more. I mean, like I said, I don't think the Democratic Party gives 2 shits about BLM or fucking any of that shit. It's just they create a divide to separate and get to help them more likely win the fucking ballot. That's all it is. And once this election happens, and if Joe Biden wins, I think it's going to drop like rocks, man. I mean, you even see Joe Foss or whatever Fossey, that doctor dude, saying that we think we're going to have a vaccine for coronavirus by this winter, which is surprisingly right after election season. I think when election season happens and Joe Biden wins, the BLM is going to go down.
Okay. You're hold on just a minute here. I've been listening to you talk, and you're so certain. By the way, when Joe Biden wins, do you know something we don't know? Is Joe Biden going to win?
I'm saying if.
Oh, I didn't hear him. I'm sorry. But no, I just want you to be careful out there, because it is dangerous to do what you're doing. Look at Joey. And don't ever let them know that you're doing live streams, because they will look you up. They have done it to Joey.
He doesn't live stream. He doesn't live stream. He films footage.
Right, film footage. Well, right up here, someone asked that question, and I just messed it up there. So he doesn't live stream. Someone asked up there in the chat room. No, he doesn't live stream. Don't give your location. Someone said up there. Don't ever give your location. Yeah, he's in, But if they asked your name, give them a bogus name, because they like doxing people to check them out. And that's where the danger comes in at. But you said they didn't have anything really to say about the shooting in Wisconsin, because they have BLM.
They just shouted
up there too.
During the march with the drums, they would shout out Jacob Blake. That's about all I heard about Wisconsin.
Would they go through a list of names, or was it only like Jacob Blake?
They'd go through a list of names. Breonna Taylor, George Floyd.
So, do you regret anything about this trip that you took, or no?
No, not at all. No. I feel that Trump rally caused something. It caused a list of events which I came here to see, and I made a very good friend in the process, and we worked very well together. And I think we could do really big things in the future.
How
How
long have
long
you
is
been doing? Go ahead.
how long have you done this? I'll answer for him about what 3 days now.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. So
But it was crazy because this was her first time trip or her first trip up here too, and we were
that's what I wanted to ask you. Are you worried more for her safety now, for your friend's safety than you know your own? You know, 'cause
yeah, 100%.
well, she carries her own pretty well from what you're saying because she was there by herself too. So
Hmm.
I wish you both good luck and I wish you both safety in doing this. And we do need you to get the truth out there because the mainstream news don't give it to us to the people no more. And that's the problem. And we appreciate what you're doing. We really do, but we want you to be safe in the process. You guys do have a plan if things do go down and you get separated to,
Yeah, we do.
good.
And first, we have a rule that we don't leave each other's sight. So
Yeah, it'd be nice to have your cell phones on you so you could text each other instead of letting her hold them.
yeah, I know, right? But yeah, we keep it as as professional and or as we have our cautions. So
I'm trying to read the chat room. I mean, all together.
No,
Okay.
that is all together, citizen reporter. It's been three days that he's been doing this approximately all together. Like this is his first, right?
correct.
He's getting information together. You said you want to make a movie out of the all of this that you're gathering up, right? So he's not
Yeah.
live streaming. He's collecting his data so he
Yeah.
can get the movie.
I'll be putting out a trailer for it, which it's going to be pretty interesting. It's going to be one hell of a trailer. The trailer's probably going to be better than the movie because trailers always are.
I know
Right.
they
They're
always.
going to be in the next in a week or two.
Well, there you go. Trailers can be very enticing to want to see the show, or they can also be spoil alerts. You know? So yeah, I'm enjoying talking to you, and I just worry about your safety out there. I'm dying to see the trailer when you get it together for that. And Edward, I'm going to hop off here. I want to thank you for having me on here.
No
Nice
problem.
again, Dream Floral, and please be careful out there. Okay. All right.
Will
Catch
do.
you later.
Thank you.
I'll be in the chat room. You guys go ahead and talk. Okay. Thanks.
All right. So we got everyone in here saying, you got to start somewhere, and that's a pretty damn good start, if I say so. And I agree. You
Well,
couldn't have picked a guy, I guess, a better weekend.
yeah, I know. And we had
go
no
on here.
idea about this Trump rally, and that's what made it such a great weekend. This was the best, other than day one or day two when these protests started, or the very beginning. This was the best weekend to pick to come out here because that Trump rally fucking kick-started shit off, and we didn't even know that was going down. We found out the Trump rally 2 hours before it even happened, like before it happened, so
Right. And then you knew about the boat rally the next day, right?
yeah, we found out about that. I mean, because we're going through Twitter and going through Facebook and looking for leads. I mean, that's why we work so good as a team, because it takes a lot for one person to drive, research, do directions, so we're researching Facebook, Twitter, on both sides of the political party on where's a good spot to go. And yeah, we went to the boat cruise yesterday, where it was a Trump boat cruise where they went up and down the Columbia River. Not much happened, but it's stuff like that. We get little leads, and that's where we go, and we try to be.
Yeah. Like how you do, they were going to the Justice Center, right? Like, because I was watching Balu on Facebook, and you had already told me that it's going to happen it's going to go down at the Justice Center about an hour before he decided to go there.
Yeah, that was my contact telling me that the guy who was participating in BLM. So I made friends with him. Well, he thinks he's my friend, but yeah,
right.
He gives me some information here and there, and that's what we were doing.
Well, there we go. So, is there anything that you wanted to touch on that we haven't touched on yet?
No, I think we covered it all for the most part. I mean, there's the rally we talked about. We talked about shooting. We talked about the gas station. We talked about Joey Gibson. We talked about, yeah, that's basically it in a nutshell. And then I guess what comes next is me putting the footage together and putting out the trailer, which will be very soon.
Clovis jumped off the panel to type in all caps in the room if you're going to try to make it to DC.
Am I going to try to what?
Are you going to try to make it to Washington, DC at some point, I would imagine. I don't think you...
Try to make it to Washington, D.C.? Well, why would I want to do that?
I don't know. I know that it was apparently, according to Kelly, it was Oakland that was a place that was popping last night. That was a place.
Yeah, I heard about that. I heard Texas too. Houston, maybe. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I heard Texas was pretty popping last night too. Yeah, we'll see. If it happens there, if it happens anywhere in California, I could be there in fucking hours.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, oh, hold on. She's back. Welcome back.
You're gonna be a smart ass.
Must have said something. I'm in trouble.
No, I mean, so here she jumps off the panel to type caps in the room. Okay, the reason why I'm asking is, are you going to travel to, just one question, are you going to travel to other locations, or are you just going to stay in Portland?
We'll see. If my friend is down, then we'll go to other locations, but I don't think I'm going to do this alone again.
Okay.
We already said that we're going to come back to Portland.
Well, word is out, and I don't know if you know who Pamela Geller is, but she's put out it also. She's a news media type thing, independent. And she said, and I've had heard the scuttlebutt around social media that they're going to storm the White House and try to drag Trump out if he wins. Are you going to go and try to get some information on that?
If that's the case, I might actually go for that. Yeah.
There you go. Okay. There you go, guys. Are you happy now? I asked.
They say September 17th, they'll storm the White House. And Rustic says if they storm the White House, it will be interesting to see what law enforcement will do.
Well, you can mess in with the CIA, man. I mean, not CIA.
Yeah, I don't know. Not a lot would go. I think it would be more interesting to go to like liberal known towns than the White House, because if people mess with the White House, you're going to get effed up, and you're going to get effed up fast and bad. So if they try anything, it might be something huge for a few seconds, and then they're going to be dispersed and gone. I don't think you could fuck with the White House. I think it would be more interesting to go to a city where the police have a hard time controlling it, because I'm pretty sure they could lock down fucking Washington, D.C. pretty goddamn fast. So I don't know. I'll have to see. Yep.
So, given what you've seen the last few days, do you think that it would be the right thing to do if the president implemented the Insurrection Act and used the U.S. military to handle things in Portland and stop the rioting himself, or no?
No. Yeah, I mean, if people are going to die, yeah. Or if people are getting hurt, or if people aren't following orders from the police. I mean, what else can you do? It's day, 90? How long is it supposed to go on?
Exactly. Yep. I mean, I was pissed off about the autonomous zone in Seattle, you know?
Yeah, I know. That was bizarre. Completely bizarre. And, yeah.
I'm guessing if they mess with the White House and do a bombing, it's going to cross a line to justify a big crackdown. I don't necessarily agree with that. You know, it's not going to cause nothing that will happen in these riots will cause martial law for the entire country.
No.
So anyone who thinks that, that's not the case. The Insurrection Act is area specific to the area that is having civil unrest. It's not going to cause martial law for the entire country.
Nope. Thank you.
I think it would be just for them areas, you know, that's got the unrest going on. I don't think it's going to be for everyone.
Exactly.
When it went down in Ferguson, right, when they said burn this bitch down, and they were burning all of Ferguson pretty much, it was only Ferguson that got the martial law, not the whole state of Missouri. So I think it would be in the areas, not unless, but
That makes no sense to do it nationwide.
well, the scuttlebutt is if Trump wins again, they're going to go crazy. There's going to be unrest. People are going to get hurt. People are going to get killed. Places are going to burn. I mean, they're talking really big stuff if Trump wins second time. What they don't understand is Trump will have the authority to bring in and do whatever he needs to do to make it stop too, though. So
it depends on the state too. I mean,
yeah, you're right.
I don't think the governor, I'm pretty sure he would have had the National Guard into Oregon already, but it's really up to the state as well.
Well, the mayor of DC, she wouldn't allow no, state police or anyone else to come in and handle anything. I don't think he's going to allow that this time. I think because people in the chat room are saying, here, Edward, you're a quicker reader than me. There's people, just read to him so he knows what's going on in the chat room. Or does he see the chat room?
I think if he's on a laptop, he should be able to see the chat
Me?
room on the
Are you
right
talking
side.
to me?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't see any fucking chats, to be honest with you. I'm looking at, I see a chat from Edward. That's it.
Oh,
You didn't put in the chat room, Edward?
That's the entire time.
Oh,
Oh,
here.
he's
No,
looking
bring
at
it up. No, bring it up in the hangout here. He can see the chat through that. Can't he?
Okay, now I see chats. Jesus Christ.
okay, now he sees him.
My buddy Justin's in the chat. JXV. That's my buddy. High school
JXV?
friend. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't see chats this entire time.
Oh man.
Whatever.
Okay. But like a virus, though, it might not stay localized. What's he talking about?
Yeah, if he wins and it gets worse, he might implement the Insurrection Act. The only reason why he hasn't done it so far, in my opinion, is because he's worried that they're going to call that a massive overreaction, by a first-time commander-in-chief.
Right.
Who has they talked to? What evidence do you have? Were y'all able to retrieve the bullet from inside of her? Or did it go through and through? Is that the bullet that was out on the ground that everybody's sharing pictures of on Instagram? Can you answer all of these questions? Have y'all questioned him? And when y'all did question him, what was his story? Why did he feel the need to shoot and kill Tasia? That's what I want to know. Why?
And you said they hadn't secured the crime scene for the whole evening?
No, they ain't. I don't know. No.
To help us unveil the scroll, okay? Thank you, everybody. God bless you guys. Well, first of all, I'm not going to be before you.
With everything roped off, still trying to figure out what's going on. Because in most cases, that's what happened if a crime is committed within that time range. So, how come y'all did not wait until the morning rose to actually search the scene, actually find out everything? It just...
En nuestras comunidades. Any language.
En lo que es el centro de tenis. Y muy buenas tardes para Nashville Noticias, Verónica Saucedo. Hasta pronto.
Hey, whenever you want.
Yeah, no, this is fantastic.
Parking.
Beach weather is
Thank you so much, Kathleen, saying, hey, Margot.
Some of the polar
Hey,
bears.
Margot. From Dedham. Sign it.
Gabriel on there today?
I didn't see Gabriel. Oh, you know what? Gabriel's in Peabody tonight.
Oh, he's there.
Because there's a standout in Peabody. So Gabriel's in Peabody.
Thank
That's
you
a
for
weekly
watching, everybody.
standout in Peabody. We try to get to as many as we can. I need that helicopter.
Oh, yeah, the
And I,
John.
then I can just rappel down.
drone.
No, I can
real helicopter?
yeah, and then I'll rappel down.
Yeah.
Bye, Peter. Bye, Betty. Bye, Christine.
Bye,
Say
all.
goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Come out next week.
You gonna help me carry the
Okay, I'll
cooler?
see you guys later. Oh, I just want to say, the Diana Plus lives are changing. They're going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 7 to 8 starting this Wednesday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's when I'll have the guests on.
Oh, instead of Tuesday.
Instead of Tuesdays and Thursdays, which I'm changing to Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 7 to 8 starting this Wednesday with Alex Newman. You guys love Alex Newman, so he'll be on with me this Wednesday. I'll see you guys later. You're welcome. Bye, everybody. Bye. To Michelle.
Michelle.
Okay, guys, they'll be here every Monday, 5 to 7. What's your name?
Gary.
Hi, Gary.
Gary
Diana
Gilmore.
Plus. Hi, Gary. Be good, guys. Say hi to Michelle.
We're here on the bridge.
Say it again.
I live in Fairhaven. We're right here at the bridge.
No, this is beautiful. Look at this. So somebody gave them a new flag.
Get you some of this.
Their flag was, yeah,
With this,
their flag was tatted. Look at that.
I have 3 on my table, but I didn't know this was going on.
That's how we roll. But you'll be here on Monday. On Monday, you guys come. Bring your
I'll
friends.
be out here with my 10-year-old son.
Yep. Bring your friends. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Trump 2020, Massachusetts. Massachusetts. MAGA.
Ryan Kemp 2024 thinking ahead. Jim Jordan.
Bye. Bye, guys. Bye. They're having a good old time.
Oh, that's a nice boat.
That is. Do you want to say hi?
Beautiful.
I gotta say hi to my sister-in-law
Hold on.
because she wanted to know where I was. She was supposed to come with me, so you should be here, Lisa.
I want to get the sun on the back.
And Sharon, everybody else is watching us.
Look at that. Okay, now we can get the sun. Are you surprised by the support? It's incredible.
Compared to like the first few weeks you were doing it,
Yeah.
and it was just a handful.
It's
I
everywhere.
counted 70.
Wow.
But could have been a little more.
This is fantastic. And they're going to be here. Why do they show up? You can't even read. I can't even see that. So yeah, it's funny at the
They're
end
the
they
only
come.
ones, too.
I know. Well, I'll let them. But it goes to show you we have an enormous amount of people who support Trump in Massachusetts.
They do.
Seriously, yeah.
Tons.
So look at those guys. President Trump gives people hope. He does. So thank you all. Stay tuned. Go to Diana Plus on Facebook. Thank you, guys. Right? This is what brings us together. One country, one flag. The American flag. That's what brings us together. Right? That's unity. That is unity. Then you can have your individualism. But one people under one flag. So thank you, everybody. Thank you to Margot and Dave for helping to put this together. Oh, Lisa, that's your sister-in-law. That's your sister-in-law. Lisa's. Hey, Masha. Margot, unbelievable. It was unbelievable. Yeah, every Monday.
Which is Labor Day.
Yeah, every Monday.
Yeah,
Say
we'll
hi.
be here every Monday. Hi.
People loved it.
Everybody's
Look at
leaving.
those guys are so happy. Those guys in the boat.
I didn't see them.
Somebody gave them a flag. Their flag was tatted. Somebody gave them a new flag.
Oh, you're kidding?
Yeah.
I was surprised they were able to get so close to the edge.
Yeah.
Well, they had a outdrive so they could outboard engines. So they could
Oh,
tilt
they lifted
real
it up.
far.
Yeah.
I got an outdrive on an inside engine.
I have no clue what you're talking
All
about,
right.
but that's all right.
The propeller, you can lift it up so it doesn't hit the bottom out.
Hey, Masha. So say goodbye to everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
And we'll
Thanks
see
for
them
watching.
next time.
If somebody comes next week, this is Fairhaven, Massachusetts, where we have sandy beaches and the warm Gulf Stream waters. So bring your bathing suits.
Yeah, no, this is
Free
fantastic.
parking.
I think beach weather is
Thank you so much, Kathleen, saying, hey, Margot.
Some of the polar bears.
Hey, Margot. From Dedham. Sign it.
Gabriel on there today?
I didn't see
my
Gabriel.
flag
Oh, you
here?
know why? Gabriel's in Peabody tonight.
Oh, he's there.
Because there's a standout in Peabody. So Gabriel's in Peabody.
Thank
That's
you
a
for
weekly
watching, everybody.
standout in Peabody. We try to get to as many as we can. I need that helicopter.
Oh, yeah, the
Then I,
Johns.
then I can just rappel down.
drone.
No, I can
real helicopter?
yeah, and then I'll rappel down.
Yeah.
Bye, Peter. Bye, Betty. Bye, Christine.
Bye,
Say
all.
goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Come out next week.
Gonna help me carry the
Okay, I'll
cooler?
see you guys later. Oh, I just want to say, the Diana Plus lives are changing. They're going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 7 to 8 starting this Wednesday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's when I'll have the guests on.
Oh, instead of Tuesday.
Instead of Tuesdays and Thursdays, which I'm changing to Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 7 to 8 starting this Wednesday with Alex Newman. You guys love Alex Newman, so he'll be on with me this Wednesday. I'll see you guys later. You're welcome. Bye, everybody. Bye. To Michelle.
Michelle.
Okay, guys, they'll be here every Monday, 5 to 7. What's your name?
Gary.
Hi, Gary.
Gary
Diana
Gilmore.
Boss. Hi, Gary. Be good, guys. Say hi to Michelle.
Work right here on the bridge.
Say it again.
I live in Fairhaven. Work right here at the bridge.
No, this is beautiful. Look at this. So somebody gave them a new flag.
Get you some of this.
Their flag was, yeah,
With this.
their flag was tatted. Look.
What was that? Yeah, and a lot across the street and one down here. Yep. And even the locals are not happy about what happened. Morabella. See, they make a. It's the coexist as long as you agree with me. No, look at that. Look at this art, though. There's that art. A world full of hate. Be a light. This is one way the community heals. Coexist. And Kenosha strong. So you want to stand in front of the wings and I'll take a picture of you, bro, and you'll look like you have wings?
No, thank you.
Oh, come on. Look at how
those
it's
my
actually
style wings.
Well, those are pretty impressive wings, huh? All we need is love. So, where do we got the second dealership? Budget Motor Sale. So what was on fire over here? Something was glowing on fire.
The police are now down here with their lights on.
Okay, yeah, that's where we're going. But I'm not in no rush.
Dude, they pulled over the van that talked to us. They
Yeah.
pulled them over. So let's go and.
Well, they must be watching our feed.
Maybe.
Or your feed.
I only have one person watching, so I doubt they're watching mine.
Yeah, I only have 223, so I'm pretty sure it's not me.
If I was on YouTube, maybe that'd be more, but it's not for Facebook.
Why are they arresting everyone we interview? How weird is that? Well, I mean, that's two for two. Well, we don't know for sure, right?
They approached us, and we don't know for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that's that guy's van up there.
We'll find out.
Let's go do us maybe an audit or something. Yeah, now they put all these no parking signs on every fucking street. That's the other thing that burned down.
Yeah.
Car dealership.
All right, let's see what these guys are up to up here. And that's this is the church that got burned down. The infamous picture where the sign said Black Lives Matter. No Jesus, no fire, no peace. Oh, here, this is what I saw on fire. Down here, bro.
Oh, this is the right?
It must be it. But yeah, they totally pulled them over. Do you think that's by chance?
I mean, I don't know. Well,
I wouldn't suggest it anymore though. I wonder what happened. Let's go do a cop lock and check this shit out. And see what's going on.
Are on the building.
Yeah, our people are. Yeah, they are. Painting. The news is over here. So this building burnt down.
You gotta be prepared for the word play. Do the trick question. Yeah, but again, 60 questions.
So this building burnt down. Hey, I got some good train B-roll. I don't know what they got going on. I'd say we head on down. So this is the aftermath of a burnt down building. And we got to go check out what these cops got going on over here. No, that's it. I think that's a different van.
No, that's the same one, bro. That's the same one.
What do we got going on?
I don't know, but they got pulled over by an undercover.
Yeah, out of state tape plates, so they're visiting. That's an, probably U.S. Marshals, you think?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Somebody said that the mother of Blake apologized to Trump for the riots.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I wonder if she'll be here tomorrow. It'd be interesting to see if they'd be there. I was hoping that they would have invited like me, Corey Washington, Mason, local activists to get some, you know, ideas on how we can defuse everything and get everyone to love each other, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm sure he's got good, like, presidents. They got all their people around them. Who knows? So.
They have a lot of guys in undercover vehicles coming around.
Yeah. So.
Like a guy in a truck just stopped right here. I thought they were gonna pick us up. But...
Nah, well, they'll pick you up. They could pick me up. I don't know. I don't have anything on me. They would just be catch release with me. I go peacefully.
Oh yeah, me
Go,
too.
you know, so. Guy's got a Houston hat on, probably from Houston. Yep, I don't think they're Houston. It looks like California, but oh well. And it looks like they're probably going to get out. Not sure. And so basically, we got the U.S. Marshals here. And they're having a conversation. So you guys in the chat, share this live stream. This is Kenosha, Wisconsin. We're down here assessing, you know, what's going on. Trump's going to be in town tomorrow, so I'll be down here too. U.S. Marshals. Some guy talked to us, and then they pulled them over. This is coincidence, but this is 2 in 2 days where somebody has talked to me, and they pulled them over, and they want to do ID checks or something of that sort. But maybe they're looking out for our safety. I'm not sure. Maybe they know something I don't, so I'm not going to judge completely. Maybe they just have expired plates, but it looks like everything is good to go here.
You wanna walk forward?
Oh, no, they're taking off real quick. They're happy to get the fuck out of here, whoever they are. So, and I'm talking about the van. So, yeah, there's nothing else over here. Let's go. Don't wanna, you know, poke the bear. You gotta learn those things, you know. Sometimes it's okay to pick your battles. Only pick. Okay, here's the rule I have, but especially when it comes to police, 100% of the time, only pick battles you know you can win. If it's a battle that you don't know you can win, you keep your mouth quiet and you don't say anything out at all, and you plead the fifth. But if it's a battle you think you can win, have that conversation, and then sometimes that turns into an arrest. But then obviously, you know, like a lot of people who audit America, you know, and stuff like that, the cop block guys or people that do the First Amendment audits and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes they get money because they had their rights violated, and that's kind of how it goes, you know, later. But I'd rather not have any of that drama. I just want to get along with everyone, and I want to try to do the right thing as much as possible, you know. I wouldn't want to be a cop right now. Would you want to be a cop right now in Kenosha? Do you think? Oh yeah, I think we had this conversation yesterday.
I'd be a good one. I'd be one of the constitutional good guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's not really on my plate to do that. So.
Yeah. Let's go take a look at this art.
You want to cross the street?
Yeah. Let's try to find out where this. Oh. Phew. We got a skateboard mural.
Yeah, for Anthony Huber.
You know where the second lot is, where there was drama down here?
You talking about?
Rittenhouse?
Yeah, so that was actually on Sheridan Road.
Oh, there was two lots. He went to a second spot when he was down by the park. That's where the shooting happened.
When he was shooting, it was all on Sheridan.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, because that's where I got video of it.
At the gas station, you're gonna see a building called K9 Kibble.
Yeah.
At the gas station over across the street.
Yes.
Over facing west. And then he ran down the street.
Yeah, I was there.
Where it was golf.
But I didn't know where he was down there because there's a second lot. Allegedly, he went to go protect, and that's what I was looking for.
I know he was moving around for a lot of the night. I don't know exactly.
Gotcha. No worries. Thanks, man. Thanks for healing the world with art. It's, you know, all right.
You guys take care. Be safe.
Yeah, no problem. Check out, man, that's actually a pretty, that's sun. A world for all people. Peace be with you. Give peace a chance. Love. Did you hear something?
Yeah, I thought I heard something too.
Yeah, I try to ignore it as much as I can. And more destruction. This is Kenosha, man. It looks like almost like a war zone. I didn't even get over here. I was here 3 days and I didn't catch any of this. Then again, I got a lot of buildings burning down in the last few days. Look at that.
Kenosha, Wisconsin. Second dealership to be burned down. Oh, it's an office furniture store. My apologies.
So I'll walk down to where we saw things happening. All right.
People are taking pictures of us. You see that?
Where?
To your left in the red van.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they're taking pictures of us.
That's okay.
No, I don't give a shit. I'm just letting you know so you're aware. That's all.
Are these guys here?
Yeah, the red van.
And he's heading this way, but his plates aren't from around here.
Probably not. He's probably like Antifa or something.
Yeah. What?
See him with his camera out the window just taking pictures?
Of us? How weird. There he is. We can ask him a question. This guy here. Look at this. Guy's taking photos of us in the op. All right. She was taking photos, huh?
There was a guy, I think. Yeah, he was taking photos of us.
I wonder why. Probably because nobody really has a photo of me.
Or we're just the only people walking around with cameras right now.
Yeah, he probably wants to show that. But he had out-of-state plates, so I don't buy it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That was odd.
Yeah. A lot of odd stuff happening the last 2 days. And we got the plates, so we can run the plates.
Oh, you got the plates?
Yeah, there he is, right there. Oh, he's got a dog.
No, watch. This camera's out.
Yeah, he's nice. He seems like a nice guy.
Now I think
He's probably just taking pictures.
I think he's taking pictures of that over there.
Probably in general.
False alarm.
Well, IBIC2. Oh, so he's balded IBIK2-2. Whatever IBIK-2 is for license plate, that's what we need to know. Who is IBIK-2? Is it Minnesota?
Soda plate, that was carrier plate down there.
So this is the gas station where you saw them getting a little rowdy, and right over here across the street, right in front of that gas station, is where the Bearcats were. The cats that were bears. And I think maybe you were right, that guy was just nervous to be down here. We're just very normal. You know, it's a situation. Yeah. Some people are very worried.
That could have been that we us in the background of where the art was could have, you know, just like that picture, you know,
yep.
A lot of
we'll see. I will say he did look extra liberal, so. But I'm joking, because there's no look that's actually liberal. They'll buzz us, they'll let us know. Yeah, we're going down this way because this is where it all happened. This is where the shooting happened, on the street down here. I was at the gas station. Where that check and go is, that's why you guys could see that there's something going on with the shoot. We'll get a bunch of them. And the shooting happened down there closer to the sign. We'll get there. All right, so we're almost at the spot where all the drama happened. A skateboard and somebody pulled a gun. It happened right over here. Yeah, and there's a second dealership, the Car Source right there. So this is what you're seeing right here. This is where most of the drama happened. And for those who have investigated a lot of time being armchair quarterback, this is a clear look at kind of the locations and the points for you guys if you guys want to see the reviews or look at things. But
usually they have the National Guard out here by the hospital. It looks like they have it blocked off still. But this is the second dealership on the right, guys, that was vandalized by the protesters in Kenosha.
So this is the spot where the dealership, where all the drama happened. As you can see, these cars were hammered, they were hit. And this is it. This is the Car Source lot where Kyle Rittenhouse was and all the drama happened. I'm guessing those sandbags might be a location, not sure. We'll have to rewatch the video tonight and see. Pepsi machines. You must really hate Pepsi. Bottles of water still from that night. Isn't that crazy? We got anarchy symbol. It says loot back. And that's the street right here where when he was leaving, this is Kenosha, Wisconsin, if you guys are wondering. And this is the lot where everything went down. Crazy.
Should be going live early tomorrow.
So that being said, well, this is where all the Rittenhouse fiasco happened, right here in the streets. This is like the exact location where the skirmish went down. I don't know if there's still blood left on here on the pavement. Sometimes there is, but I'm guessing with the rain, it probably all washed away, the rain in the vehicles. So we've had a pretty good rain since then. And they probably cleaned it up right away. Somebody said that the car over there crashed looks like a peaceful window cleaning. You know, because everything is peaceful now. We call this a peaceful protest. It's probably the most crazy, dangerous protest I've ever been to. You know, so
What do you say the craziest peaceful protest you've ever been to?
Because they say it's peaceful, but it's...
No, I know, I get it.
Yeah.
Just busting you.
But they were mad at... They're mad at the Safer at Home people for having... They said that they had peaceful protests and that was white privilege. I was like, what? Like, the real reason is because they brought the guns, you know, keep things accountable. But, nah. This is a whole different type of protest, though, compared to it. I mean, I've been to plenty of peaceful protests on the left and on the right. In fact, I did 10 days in Milwaukee. We never had these kind of drama until all those out-of-state kids came. You know, it has to be... There's like a traveling group of kids, and I don't know how they're getting away with this stuff for free or what, but it's crazy. Yeah, that guy thought he was being slick too.
What guy?
Guy taking pictures, and then when we caught him,
Yeah. It was weird. He was taking...
I'm telling you, that was again a sketchy feeling, weird feeling. Like,
Well, no, dude. I saw the camera point right at me. Like I knew. Like, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't like it was clear as day what he was doing.
yeah.
But then
Like, why couldn't
he
he?
even heard us talking, dude, on the sidewalk and looked over and waved. Like he already knew what was up, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he already knew.
He already knew, yeah. We didn't see him get pulled over though. Just saying. As we walk, and maybe he is. But yeah, this is a mobile where I was sitting when the shooting happened down the street. And that's right down here. And that's kind of the position I had, but it was late at night. This is the gas station where all the militia were held up. Or some, not all of them, but some of them. It's Go Pack Go. BLM Fear the Deer. Look at that. It says the light shines in the darkness. Beautiful art. Sure is. Hey, Captain America and an American flag. I haven't seen I thought everyone took those down.
I love America, man. I fought for this country.
Hey, all. Can't blame you. All right, and this is where the MRAPs were most of the night.
That's where he died, right? That's where he died. Hello?
No.
No?
He died down there.
Oh, okay.
Where we were by the car lot, that's where everything happened.
Let's keep moving down this way.
You can write your message for these two guys. They're It says come pay your respects.
What does it say?
Come pay your respects. And then it says Kyle is a hero. Is that what it says? It says Kyle is hero. Am I reading that right, bro?
Yeah, it looks like that.
Why? Oh, somebody else must have wrote on it. I guess that was respects that they decided to leave. All right. Go here. It's beyond curfew, so it's beyond curfew. We should, yeah, we should make our way somewhat back. But for the 400 people viewing in the chat, this is Kenosha, Wisconsin. We are down. We were down by where Rittenhouse was involved in the shooting. We went down some other areas where he didn't. They were taking down light poles. I got videos of people getting hit by the head with a light pole, just stupid shit. And it makes me angry that people had to die and hurt, and that this whole city, just like the whole city's $30 million. We're talking $30 million. Who's gonna pay for all that? You know? So that's the car lot we went to earlier, and that's where they got a lot of the stones from that people were stealing, was the lot across the street here. And they have instilled a curfew, and they are very serious about it. But I was told that press, even though they said press isn't exempt, we are exempt. But
they didn't even know last night, but like they were just arresting people anyway.
Well, if you watch yesterday's videos, guys, Chase is talking about them arresting 2 BLM supporters. We interviewed and kind of tailed along with us, and allegedly they were BLM supporters. We think that because they had shirts on that said Black Lives Matter. They said they're 1960s hippies. This is the car lot for those out there that didn't get a chance to see how destroyed it is. How you guys doing?
Hey man, how are you?
Tired? Tired of this stuff, that's for sure. So, how you doing, man? Good. So a lot of these off-duty military guys are just walking around. I saw a couple of them. Sent us a reminder real quick there.
They have to give us a reminder.
It's like, I remember I was joking, it's like The Purge. And nobody thought it was funny. It's one of my bad things for being a youper. We have really bad sense of humor. As a journalist, I've somewhat acquired a dark sense of humor. And I think we're coming up on potentially the only flag that's left that's up in this area of Racine with the POW flag. Nobody has their flags up. That's what, take a look, they've been taking them down. Here is Kim's Temple of Korean Karate. Hey-oh. We could have used them, huh? That's where we got the United We Stand. And why don't we go right up here? Because we haven't been that way. The mainstream media is out there. And the Secret Service is always going to be out there. But we got a chance to go through the whole place, some of the places I haven't been. So that's kind of cool. Again, this is where they had all the dump trucks and garbage trucks and other things blocking the road, but now they're not. And I think we have somebody working on some art over here, which involves American flags, which is unique because I haven't seen anything really with the American flags. So look at that. How you guys doing?
What I was gonna do, him and
there you go.
some other guys, they tried to
Bible rights, Declaration of Independence, and there's American flags here.
But now it's so fast that I need to go. I figure, okay, maybe I should get somebody.
Hey, with the cardio. So if you're live in the chat, I see you guys in the chat. There's a lot of you. We have over 500 live streaming here, Kenosha, Wisconsin. Majority of the drama you saw throughout the night has it's been right here at the courthouse. So it was pretty mellow. I always like how this copper turns green. This used to be shiny copper, I believe, unless it was painted that way, but doubtful. Jesse Jackson gave us a free shirt. I'm gonna say Republicans on welfare. Hey, they got a punk band called Republicans on Welfare. Kenosha, Wisconsin. I have to check them out. Somebody link me a YouTube video for Republicans on Welfare in Kenosha, Wisconsin. I'm just curious what they would sound like. So that being said, we've done a pretty good circumference. And the media is here. This is day 8 at Kenosha, by the way. Day 8 in Kenosha. And we've been here since an hour and a half after Blake was shot. And we got mostly media here. But I don't know who those people are. All right, somebody send me the link. Thank you, guys. Everyone is raging in the chat. Everyone has an opinion on the subject. This reminds me a little bit of like the intensity of what happened in Vegas. But and these are all the protesters right now.
But we're out here right now just showing you what
A lot of people skateboard out this way. So,
not many protesters here, mainly just media,
which
independent and mainstream journalists.
And most of it settled after the whole Kyle Rittenhouse thing on Tuesday. And if you guys haven't seen it, I got a full video of about 2 hours of footage from that night. And a lot of that with Kyle. Check it out on rundownlive.com, Rundown Live. Follow us, share us. And I would say I'd normally go after that cop, but it's beyond curfew, and I would like to drink a beer tonight.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna wrap this live stream up.
If you guys have any questions for me, drop them in the chat.
Thank you for tuning into this.
But I want to make it very clear, the Rundown Live, we don't support the murder of any person. You know, we want peaceful results. Peace through diplomacy, not war. And I know that I have a lot of people in the chat that are conservative and a lot that are liberal. And there's a lot of people there that just won't agree. But you won't agree until you guys start talking it through and being able to have civil conversations, because everyone's passionate about the whole situation. The whole situation. Hey, but check this out. Jesse Jackson gave us a pretty cool shirt. It says "Keep Hope Alive." If you guys missed that, we had Jesse Jackson a little bit earlier. So it's always neat when you meet a historical figure. All right, you guys, well, we'll get back. Feel free to share this. Follow the Rundown Live, rundownlive.com. We're on YouTube, Rundown Live. Our podcast app is available on Google Play, iHeartRadio, Spotify. Just search the Rundown Live. If you want to contribute or send information to us, that's all available in our About page, or you can find us on Facebook. Send something there. I think that this is it. Most of the exciting stuff was the National Guard coming in yesterday. So it looks like TMJ4 is here. They contacted me for licensing rights to use my videos. We got the U.S. World News here in review. We got a lot of different people out here. So how you guys doing? You guys with press?
Yeah.
Who you guys with?
ABC News.
All right, I'm with the Rundown Live, and he's with the Allen Report. So,
You guys been doing good?
yeah, we've been doing good. You guys can check it out if you're bored. Rundownlive.com. You guys caught us up for licensing. You guys got a hold of us for it. So,
What do you mean?
the Rundown Live. We had the viral video of the cop getting hit in the head with the brick and the cops handing out water So
So they asked you for
licensing rights,
so they
yeah.
can use it, like they're-
Yep.
Cool. I'll pass it along.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Thanks a lot. Take care. Yeah, have a good day. Safe, all right?
Yeah, you too. Yeah, they. TMJ. There's Spectrum News.
Oh, the MRAP or the Bearcat is being deployed out.
I wonder where it's going. It's all media here, bro.
Yeah, it's all media, yeah.
Dude, isn't it weird that they have train tracks? I've never seen a train go through here.
This is the trolley, right?
That could be a trolley. So the Bearcat went down that way, and I haven't seen any MRAPs. They had them, I believe, on Tuesday night. All right, guys, we're peacing out to Rundown Live, rundownlive.com. Just check it in. We'll be back here tomorrow, early in the morning, to cover the snooze. We'll see how it's going. And that being said, check out the rundownlive.com. Deuces. Do her hit. And this is it. This is the Car Source lot where Kyle Rittenhouse was and all the drama happened. I'm guessing those sandbags might be a location, not sure. We'll have to rewatch the video tonight and see. Pepsi machines. You must really hate Pepsi. Bottles of water still from that night. Isn't that crazy? We got anarchy symbol. It says loot back. And that's the street right here where when he was leaving, this is Kenosha, Wisconsin, if you guys are wondering. And this is the lot where everything went down. Crazy.
Should be going live early tomorrow.
So that being said, well, this is where all the Rittenhouse fiasco happened, right here in the streets. This is like the exact location where the skirmish went down. I don't know if there's still blood left on here on the pavement. Sometimes there is, but I'm guessing with the rain, it probably all washed away, the rain in the vehicles. So we've had a pretty good rain since then, and they probably cleaned it up right away. Somebody said that the car over there crashed looks like a peaceful window cleaning. You know, because everything is peaceful now. We call this a peaceful protest. Probably the most crazy, dangerous protest I've ever been to. You know, so.
What do you say the craziest peaceful protest you've ever been to?
Because they say it's peaceful, but it's.
No, I know, I get it.
Yeah.
Just busting you.
But they were mad at they're mad at the Safer at Home people for having. They said that they had peaceful protests and that it was white privilege. I was like, what? Like the real reason is because they brought the guns. You know, keep things accountable. But no. This is a whole different type of protest, though, compared to it. I mean, I've been to plenty of peaceful protests on the left and on the right. In fact, I did 10 days in Milwaukee. We never had these kind of drama until all those out-of-state kids came. You know, it has to be, there's like a traveling group of kids, and I don't know how they're getting away with this stuff for free or what, but it's crazy. Yeah, that guy thought he was being slick too.
What guy?
Guy taking pictures, and then when we caught him.
Yeah. It was weird. He was taking.
I'm telling you, that was again a sketchy feeling, weird feeling. Like.
Well, no, dude. I saw the camera point right at me. Like I knew. Like you know what I'm saying. He wasn't like it was clear as day what he was doing.
Yeah.
But
like why couldn't he?
He even heard us talking, dude, on the sidewalk and looked over and waved. Like he already knew what was up, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he already knew.
He already knew. Yeah. We didn't see him get pulled over though. Just saying. As we walk, and maybe he is. But yeah, this is a mobile where I was sitting when the shooting happened down the street. And that's right down here. And that's kind of the position I had, but it was late at night. This is the gas station where all the militia were held up. Or some, not all of them, but some of them. It's Go Pack Go. BLM Fear the Deer. Look at that. It says the light shines in the darkness. Beautiful art. Sure is. Hey, Captain America and an American flag. I haven't seen, I thought everyone took those down.
I love America, man. I fought for this country.
Hey, all. Can't blame you. All right, and this is where the MRAPs were most of the night.
Where he died, right? That's where he died? Hello?
No.
No?
He died down there.
Oh, okay.
Where we were by the car lot, that's where everything happened.
Let's keep moving down this way.
You can write your message for these two guys. They're it says come pay your respects.
What does it say?
Come pay your respects. And then it says Kyle is a hero. Is that what it says? It says Kyle is hero. Am I reading that right, bro?
Yeah, it looks like that.
Why? Oh, somebody else must have wrote on it. I guess that was the respects that they decided to leave. All right. We'll go here. it's beyond curfew, so it's beyond curfew. We should,
It's past 7?
yeah, we should make our way somewhat back.
Yeah.
When black lives are under attack, what do?
Stand up, fight back! Stand up, fight back! Stand up, fight back!
Yep, detachment. Yeah, we love some detachment.
Stand up, fight back! Stand up, fight back! Yeah, yeah. Stand up, fight back! Stand up, fight back! Okay, have a good one.
Maybe.
Oh, wait, what?
I said I'll see you Friday.
Okay, yeah. Have a good one.
Burn the precincts to the ground.
Every city, every town.
There we go.
The cheat sheet idea is awesome.
Yeah, I know. They really got everything on there.
Turn up, turn down. We did it for.
Michael Brown!
Michael Brown! Michael Brown! Michael Brown! Michael Brown! What was that?
Michael Brown, was that a heart, or was it supposed to be?
I think it was supposed to be, but it was like a diamond.
Need to work on that.
Jacob Blake! 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 Jacob Blake!
What's your Instagram handle again?
Precious Child. Yeah, Precious Child. And it's the same thing on YouTube too, which is where I've been doing these lives nowadays. So,
Okay, cool.
yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, please follow me and say hi.
Okay, will do. Thanks.
Hi there. My name's Precious. I'm a Los Angeles artist, and we are at the BLM protest in Los Angeles. Despite what you have seen in the news about BLM protests being like terror and riots and looting and pillaging and burning, that is not the case with all of them. In fact, today we've got this riot of like what I believe is like 8 school kids, you know, holding signs, yelling slogans like driving is a privilege, life is a right. Very few protesters, BLM protesters, fuck shit up. It's just like the rest of society. Most people do try to follow the law. Most people do not set shit on fire. Most people do not smash it and loot shit. Some people do. We pay attention to those people, but they are not representative of a large population. Shut it down! Shut it down! No peace! No peace! No peace! Police! No peace! No peace! No peace! Police! LAPD! 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 Mike says, hit up Compton for next protest. Yeah, I do protest in Compton sometimes. LAPD! Funny little fact. Most likely, Mike, you probably couldn't afford a house in Compton. Like, I think the starting price is now around $700,000. It's crazy. Welcome to the big city. Jackie Lacey will go. Jackie Lacey will go. Our street. Dana CDGO says, move out of the road. I'm calling the cops. Go ahead, Dana. I think they have better things to do than to, like, harass our act of civil disobedience. In fact, they drove by earlier and waved. But go ahead, clock their 911 call with this urgent matter. Sorry, clock their 911 dashboard with this urgent matter. Go for it. You champion of justice, you.
Anybody?
Yay! Yay!
Any of you guys? No? Eric, I see those eyes. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. 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 Oh, here's LAPD. Let's see what happens. Will I be arrested again? Hey! What if this is the same cop as before? Probably not. They were rather humorless. But they took the middle finger. They took the middle finger and kept driving. The middle finger, the voice of America. I think the middle finger really is like the voice of America. I don't know what's more American than the middle finger. Middle finger is it's an expression, freedom of expression. Now! Content Overload says, WTF, whale tongue fillet. Wedgie, tingly fingers, they just drove by. Yeah, this is a peaceful protest. That's all the protests I go to are peaceful protests, and a peaceful civil disobedient protester. Powerful landlord. Level 2 asks, why are the girls' parents allowing them to be in the middle of the street? I think they're actually here, but not in the middle of the street. Yeah, earlier they weren't, and now I believe they are here. So they support their protest. They're just kids, so I assume they know where their kids are. And if not, they're on YouTube. They probably found them that way. I don't know why they're not joining. I guess they just don't feel like it. It's a free country. You can choose to protest, you can choose not to. I don't have to be here. Please donate, if you can donate, to my stream. If you enjoy my protest footage and covering and witticisms and banter, please do donate if you can. My donation link is in the comments. I don't have to do this. I don't have to protest. I also don't have to stream my protests. I've only streamed a small amount of them, actually, of the protests that I've done. Could be at home, using the kettlebell, doing burpees, push-ups.
Care not cops.
Care not cops. Care not cops.
I stood up, I put my hands on my back, I keep going. Yeah, I mean, I'm like, no, it's not. I can talk. That's like my conversation. But I'm like if I have to run. Jackie Lacey must go!
Jackie Lacey must go!
Jackie Lacey must go!
Donald Trump must go!
Donald Trump must go!
Donald Trump must go!
Donald Trump must go! Donald Trump must go! But white people, I'm like, okay, remember, why you're doing it. Let's go back to why we're doing it. Let's remind ourselves of what's important and why we're doing it. Because it's just a fight. Are we done?
Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter.
I know what's
Yeah.
Damn it, I was just in the bike lane. All right, I think that about concludes it for the protest. I'm going to hang out here a bit more, as in like 30 seconds longer. My name is Precious. I'm a Los Angeles protester because Black Lives Matter here, Black Lives Matter there. There's currently a sketchy person that I'm gonna go talk to and see what their deal is and see what's up. Comments. Most people just do not care about a bunch of... Okay. I think I've had it today. If you have anything that you want me to actually respond to, I think I'm gonna go. Hang on. There's this dude that's been, suspicious person that's been filming. That's not me, so I need to see what's up.
So they can get crushed between the car that hits them and the other.
No more names.
There are a lot of people who've been driving into us who are intending to drive in. With the fuck you mentality. So, yeah, you know, and I don't blame them because technically I don't think they have the right to avoid them. So you think it's okay for them to...
They're basically like a real life version of YouTube commenter, disliking that we are, the one that dislikes that we are in the streets. And they do have a right to film people. You can film anyone you want in public. They're being moderately civil for now, but I'm gonna get off the stream in case I need both hands. 1, 2. Anyways, have a wonderful night. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for coming to the protest. And much love to you and everyone, even you mean trolls. Hope you have a wonderful night. Thank you. Black Lives Matter here. Black Lives Matter there. Black Lives Matter everywhere. Be well.
Concludes its 2020 convention. And the impact of COVID on refugees. Migrant children in Uganda remain out of school amid scarce learning materials and inaccessible online education.
Over 60% of refugees in this settlement are children, and many of them are stuck at home doing no schoolwork.
All that and more on tonight's PBS NewsHour.
Major funding for the PBS NewsHour has been provided by...
When the world gets complicated, a lot goes through your mind. With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor can tailor advice and recommendations to your life. That's Fidelity Wealth Management.
Consumer Cellular. Johnson & Johnson. Financial services firm Raymond James. Women's Suffrage Centennial Commission. The Kendeda Fund, committed to advancing restorative justice and meaningful work through investments in transformative leaders and ideas. More at kendedafund.org. Carnegie Corporation of New York, supporting innovations in education, democratic engagement, and the advancement of international peace and security at carnegie.org. And with the ongoing support of these individuals and institutions. This program was made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
The people of southwestern Louisiana have spent this day assessing the aftermath of Hurricane Laura. So far, they have counted at least 4 dead, and wreckage spread for miles around the island. And more than 700,000 people in Louisiana and Texas have no power. It was projected to be an unsurvivable event. The actual damage wreaked by Hurricane Laura remains to be seen, but its strength was on full display last night. Laura made landfall in Louisiana's Cameron Parish, some 30 miles east of the Texas border. The storm blasted the Bayou State's southwest with Category 4 winds of up to 150 miles an hour and unrelenting rains. As the sun came up, the damage began coming into view. In Lake Charles, about 45 miles north, Laura ripped into buildings and inundated roads. Just outside the city, a giant plume of toxic smoke rose from a chemical plant that caught fire. Officials said they were working to contain a chlorine leak. And residents nearby were told to stay indoors with air conditioners turned off. Governor John Bell Edwards acknowledged the damage, but said it could have been much worse.
Whatever the reason is, we are very thankful because there is widespread and very significant damage because of the winds and some because of the rain. We're thankful we didn't get more storm surge than we did.
Meanwhile, in Texas, Governor Greg Abbott flew over the region to survey the damage.
Whoa.
But while residents there woke up to some flooding,
They're wearing my boots, huh?
Texas was largely spared the worst.
We're very lucky, yes. In fact, last night, as the storm was coming ashore, the wind bands actually tightened up a little bit. So the 35 to 40 mile an hour winds we were predicting here in this location didn't actually occur.
In Port Arthur, Mike Hastings and a dozen other rescue volunteers met up to send resources to Louisiana.
We got one of our Humvees that went to go pick up a Humvee trailer, just an oversized trailer that we're going to be taking with us to try to bring a pallet of water and a pallet of food to Hackberry and Cameron. We're going to go ahead and try to make a rescue trip out there so that they're not stranded for as long as they have been in past storms.
Meanwhile, in Washington, President Trump visited the Federal Emergency Management Agency for an update on the conditions on the ground.
We got a little bit lucky. It was very big, it was very powerful, but it passed quickly.
He plans to tour the damage this weekend. Back in Louisiana, the system's sustained winds dropped to tropical storm status as it lumbered farther inland. But it will still unleash strong winds across northern Louisiana and Arkansas overnight before turning east. Forecasters warn the storm's impact will be felt across the mid-Atlantic through the weekend. Calcasieu Parish, Louisiana, took a direct hit as Hurricane Laura came ashore overnight. Tom Hafer is the Public Information Officer and Director of Communications for the parish, and he joins us now from Lake Charles. That is the parish seat. Mr. Hafer, tell us, first of all, just how bad is it?
Well, in one sense, we really took a punch in the chin on this one with the wind damage. The wind damage is pretty severe. Lots and lots of homes, businesses, other buildings have roof damage, and some of that is, the building will have to be torn down and rebuilt. The good side, I guess, of what happened to us overnight is that we did not get the storm surge that was predicted. And so we were able to sort of escape having to do all of the search and rescue that they had trained for and anticipated having to do. So that was the good side of it. The wind damage is the bad side.
Yes, and describe what that wind damage means to the parish.
Well, first of all, there's no power anywhere. Nobody has electricity, and that's because the infrastructure of the electrical grid has been severely damaged, and it's going to take them quite a bit of time to get that back up and going. And it's August in South Louisiana. It's hot, so you need air conditioning, and we don't have it because of that. So that's a part of that. Also, transportation is difficult. One of the first things that we did with our organization this morning was get our public works crews out to clear the roadways so many trees down on roadways, so many power lines and power poles down on the roadways that needed to be cleared off so that we could start the process of recovering. And that's going well. I know the city crews in Lake Charles and Sulphur, the other communities, have done a good job with that as well. And the state of Louisiana has to do that as well on the state route. So all of that is still ongoing, and that's a start to get us back to recovery as well.
And people were generally evacuated as they had been urged to do?
It was an interesting evacuation because on Monday, when we first realized that the storm was likely to come our way, they were talking about a Category 1 or 2 hurricane, and so it was an advisory, a recommended evacuation, not a mandated evacuation. And then on Tuesday, the forecast sort of zeroed in on us, and they had upped the strength likelihood to be a Category 3, and so that's when the mandatory evacuation was called. People really started to pay attention at that point and started to make their plans to evacuate. That was on Tuesday, and then yesterday morning, when the forecast was calling for a Category 4 or even 5 hurricane to make a direct hit on us, a lot more people went out then, and we're glad they did.
For sure. I'm sure that a lot of lives were saved. We know that there was a chemical plant where there was a fire. Where does that stand right now?
I believe, based on what my information is that is now out. It was in an unfortunate location. It's right across the Calcasieu River in the city of Westlake, an industrial area there. The company manufactures pool chemicals, so there was a fear that it would be a chlorine cloud, which could be quite dangerous. So there was a shelter-in-place order for some communities on the west side of the parish. Now I believe all of that is taken care of. There's also right along the interstate. They had to stop traffic on Interstate 10 as well for a good while.
And finally, Mr. Hafer, what about the fact that we are in the middle of a pandemic? How do you think that complicates everything or hasn't it?
It still complicates everything that we do about sheltering. You know, beforehand, normally in a hurricane, we would bus hundreds and hundreds of people to shelters in North Louisiana in areas that are outside of the hurricane impact zone. That is inadvisable in a pandemic. You can't put people 50 in a bus and for a 3 or 4 hour ride and not expect to spread the disease. Then you put them in a basketball arena somewhere, hundreds or even thousands together in an indoor setting. You're going to spread the disease. And now that the hurricane is passed, we still have that. We have some people that would be best if they would leave town, and maybe we could find a shelter for them under different circumstances. But you just, it's a risk that you don't want to take. We've been hit very hard by COVID-19 in Southwest Louisiana, so we don't feel comfortable, that putting people together at this point.
Well, we are certainly glad that it wasn't any worse, but we wish you the very best because it's clear you have a lot left to do before things get anywhere close back to normal. Tom Hafer in Calcasieu Parish, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Three days after police in Kenosha, Wisconsin shot a black man, Jacob Blake, in the back, the shockwaves are still reverberating through that city, through the nation, and as John Yang reports, through the world of professional athletics.
Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
It was peaceful in Kenosha last night as demonstrators demanded justice for 29-year-old Jacob Blake, who lies in a Milwaukee hospital, paralyzed from the waist down. Bit by bit, details of his shooting are emerging. Wisconsin Attorney General Josh Kaul said police first unsuccessfully tasered Blake.
Mr. Blake walked around his vehicle, opened the driver's side door, and leaned forward. While holding on to Mr. Blake's shirt, Officer Rustin Shesky fired his service weapon 7 times. Officer Shesky fired the weapon into Mr. Blake's back. No other officer fired their weapon.
Kaul said that after Blake was shot, he told investigators he had a knife. Officers found it on the floor of his car, though it's not clear whether they knew about it before. Using police dispatch tapes, the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel determined that Blake was shot less than 3 minutes after police arrived on the scene. The officer who shot Blake is a 7-year veteran of the Kenosha Police. He's on administrative leave and has not been charged. Information is also emerging about the killings of 2 Kenosha County men during protests Tuesday night. Authorities have not named them, but friends and family say the dead are 26-year-old Anthony Huber and Joseph Rosenbaum, 36. On a now deactivated Facebook page that appears to belong to Kyle Rittenhouse, the 17-year-old being held on a first-degree intentional homicide charge, a young man professed his support for police, declaring, "We back the blue." Blake shooting has fueled protests around the country, from Oakland to Minneapolis, where the Minnesota governor called out the National Guard to put down looting following erroneous reports that police had shot a black man. And the anger and frustration has spread to professional sports. Last night, nearly a dozen NBA, WNBA, Major League Baseball, and Major League Soccer games were called off when athletes refused to play. Instead of taking the court for a playoff game, Milwaukee Bucks players spoke by phone from their locker room with the Wisconsin Lieutenant Governor and Attorney General.
I commend the Bucks and now all NBA teams that suspended their games today for stepping up and participating in the dialogue about these issues and making their voices known.
Later, Bucks players spoke to reporters.
We are calling for justice for Jacob Blake and demand the officers be held accountable. For this to occur, it is imperative for the Wisconsin State Legislature to reconvene after months of inaction and take up meaningful measures to address issues of police accountability, brutality, and criminal justice reform.
NBA and WNBA players and coaches have been at the forefront of protest over systemic racism and police brutality. Doc Rivers is head coach of the Los Angeles Clippers.
We're the ones getting killed. We're the ones getting shot. We're the ones that we're denied to live in certain communities. We've been hung, we've been shot, and all you do is keep hearing about fear. It's amazing to me why we keep loving this country and this country does not love us back. And it's really so sad.
As some NFL teams canceled practices today, NBA players agreed to resume the league's championship playoffs, although tonight's 3 scheduled games have all been postponed. WNBA playoff games and some Major League Baseball games for tonight have also been called off, and late word that the NHL is also pausing its Stanley Cup playoffs for 2 nights. These player boycotts are arguably the strongest stand yet that any professional athletes have taken on any social issue. Ray Allen played 18 seasons in the NBA, including for the Milwaukee Bucks. He's a 10-time All-Star and a member of the Basketball Hall of Fame. Ray Allen, thanks so much for joining us on the NewsHour. I know you talk to players, you talk to current players. What was it about this moment that made it a breaking point, that brought them to the point where they said, we're just not going to play?
Well, I don't think this moment was any different than anything that has happened, over the last couple of years. We've finally had enough. And we've seen events unfold in front of our eyes just as recently as a couple of months ago. And enough is enough. Like, what more do we have to say? What more do we have to do? And, when you're sitting in an arena and you're thinking about playing basketball, you have to ask yourself, what's really important here? The basketball actually is the distraction. At the same token, it's time for us to use this podium, this mantle to use our voices. We're more than just basketball players.
You talk about using your voice. I mean, this started with one player, by all accounts, George Hill, going into the Bucks locker room and saying, "Why are we playing this game?" And it brought the sort of the multi-billion-dollar NBA to a grinding halt. What's the next step? This has shown the leverage the players have over the owners and over this sport. What is the next step? What would you like to see them sort of the players use this leverage now with the owners?
Well, I'll remind you about a couple of years ago with Donald Sterling, with the comments that he made about the athletes in the NBA, and the voices that we had and the things that we said. We voiced our displeasure. You know, we tried to protest as much as we could. And even then, we didn't understand what our voice was. We turned our shirts over backwards. We voiced our displeasure as much as we could. Now we've taken it a step further because we understand the power that we possess. I do believe that it's going to take the ownership, you know, these teams to step up and join their voices in this fight. It can't just be the players. Everybody should be outraged.
I mean, these owners have a lot of power in the team cities. I mean, they get cities where the streets are filled with potholes, where the schools are falling apart, to give them tax breaks and build them arenas so they don't leave. So what would you like the owners to see the owners do to sort of help this cause, to move this cause forward?
Well, first and foremost, when we say Black Lives Matter, it's enough. It's not enough to be able to say Black Lives Matter and to post a black square on your social media. We need to start seeing funds, you know, pushed into the inner cities, you know, black and brown, the underprivileged, the young people into school systems. We need to see money put into programs where we see our young people being taken care of. Because if you go across every sports league, you see so many players that have foundations where they try to do as much as they can to give back, because there are communities where they are forgotten. And it's time to start thinking about these people that have been left behind. And we're the ones that are pushing our voices now, because the inner cities need a hand up, you know, and it's up to us to use our voices to make sure that we let our owners know that we need to do more inside of these communities, and we need to make sure that we give them greater opportunities than they had before.
Your former Miami Heat teammate and close friend on and off the court, LeBron James, has certainly been a leading voice in this. He's mobilizing a big get out the vote effort for this fall, arranged to have Dodger Stadium used as a voting place. Have you talked to him about this and about his growing political activism this year?
Yeah, we've exchanged messages, and you know, I just wanted him to know every time that I talk to him that just because I'm not on the court with you, I have your back. I support you. We stand with you. You know, this is the issue not only for the NBA, it's an issue for all sports. It's an issue for all people. So it's going to take every league to join together and say, we need to speak out together as a group and not just look at one person. Everybody has to create a swarm of voices and mobilize. And for LeBron, he has the power. You know, it reminds me of, you know, Ali back in '66 when he was arrested for not going to war. He was the most hated man in America at the time, and now he's the greatest of all time, and people love him. And a lot of people forget, you know, what he went through. He lost 4 years of boxing, you know, a la Colin Kaepernick. And so now it's the time to say, I get it. We're professional athletes and we want to play basketball, but right now we have more pressing issues and we need to use our voice, and we have to press these issues and make sure there is change that happens.
Well, it feels like a very big moment in sports and for society and for America. Ray Allen, NBA All-Star, NBA Hall of Famer. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
President Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden traded barbs today on the racial unrest gripping the nation, just hours before the president's final convention address from the White House tonight. Amna Nawaz begins our convention coverage, starting with a recap of last night.
For the third night in a row, Republicans, like Democrats before them, used their convention stage to argue the soul of the nation is at stake.
Not so much whether America will be more conservative or more liberal, more Republican or more Democrat. The choice in this election is whether America remains America.
Vice President Pence delivered his keynote address before a mostly unmasked crowd at Fort McHenry in Baltimore. As the U.S. COVID-19 death toll topped 178,000, he hailed the federal response and presented an optimistic view of the ongoing pandemic.
After all the sacrifice, in this year like no other, all the hardship, we're finding our way forward again.
While racial justice protests roiled communities after the police shooting of another black man, Jacob Blake, Pence and the party doubled down on their message of law and order.
The hard truth is, you won't be safe in Joe Biden's America. And under President Trump, we will always stand with those who stand on the thin blue line, and we're not going to defund the police, not now, not ever.
And as league after league of professional athletes boycotted games in response to Blake's shooting.
You can kneel before God, but stand for our flag.
Madison Cawthorn, a North Carolina congressional candidate who's partially paralyzed, delivered this message to those who kneel during the national anthem.
Be a radical for freedom. Be a radical for liberty. And be a radical for our republic, for which I stand. One nation under God, with liberty and justice for all.
Republicans this week have featured a number of black speakers.
It was the Republican Party that passed the 13th Amendment, abolishing slavery.
Messaging their support for the president and his party.
Donald Trump truly cares about black lives. His policies show his heart. He has done more for black Americans in 4 years than Joe Biden has done in 50.
Last night's programming leaned heavily into the theme of patriotism and national security.
He's always there trying to take care of veterans,
honoring military service members and featuring several veterans. And on the 100th anniversary of women winning the right to vote, Republicans' appeals to them forged on. White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany shared a deeply personal account of her mastectomy and why she's supporting Mr. Trump.
I have a 9-month-old daughter. She's a beautiful, sweet little girl, and I choose to work for this president for her.
Senior advisor to the president, Kellyanne Conway, said the president has empowered the women around him.
For decades, he has elevated women to senior positions in business and in government. He confides in and consults us, respects our opinions, and insists that we are on equal footing with the men.
Republican National Convention rolls into its final night with another norm-shattering event. President Trump will deliver his remarks from the White House to some 1,500 attendees. Meanwhile, today, Democratic Vice Presidential candidate Senator Kamala Harris claimed a Biden presidency would better tackle the pandemic.
Trump still doesn't have a plan. He still doesn't have a plan. Joe Biden released his first plan in March. He's got a national strategy. He's more than ready to lead. Every month since March, as this pandemic has unfolded, Joe Biden has updated the steps he would take to save American lives.
And on MSNBC, Biden himself charged the Trump administration is using the moment's many uncertainties to its advantage.
He views this as a political benefit to him. You know, he's rooting for more violence, not less, and it's clear about that. And what's he doing? He's kept pouring gasoline on the fire. And you want to end where we are now, we've got to end his tenure as president.
But speaking today, the president said authorities must squash the demonstrations.
If they request that we send the National Guard, they will be there instantaneously, and we will put out the fire, we will put out the flame, we will put out the vandalism, because the vandalism and the looting is ridiculous.
On this, the last night of 2020's unconventional virtual conventions, President Trump will make his case for American voters to give him 4 more years. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Amna Nawaz.
Here now to help us understand all of this ahead of the president's speech tonight are Yamiche Alcindor, joining us from the White House, and our Lisa Desjardins. Hello to both of you. Yamiche, let me start with you. We heard in Amna's report the emphasis last night on law and order, President Trump speaking about it again today. What are you learning about the impact that may be having on his prospects for re-election?
Well, the president came out and the White House came out pretty strongly against protests, both the protests that we're seeing play out on the streets with everyday Americans, as well as the protests being carried out by athletes in tennis, in baseball, and of course in the NBA. We heard a number of White House officials really come out against that protest. A couple of people spoke out. There was Jared Kushner, the president's son-in-law. Also, Mark Short, the vice president's chief of staff. He called the protest by the NBA absurd and silly. Kellyanne Conway came out and said that the chaos and anarchy and violence that we're seeing will be working to President Trump's benefit, saying that really it will make the distinction between President Trump and Joe Biden clear. And as a result, we heard Joe Biden, of course, say that President Trump is now rooting for more violence, not less violence. And because of that, we really want to look at the political implications of all of this. To do that, I want to pull up a poll that was conducted by Marquette Law School. It found that there was a drop in approval rating for Black Lives Matter among independents, in particular in Wisconsin. This was a poll that was conducted after George Floyd's death, but before Jacob Blake's death. It found that in June, 63% of independents in Wisconsin approved of the Black Lives Matter protests. In August, only 48% of independents approved. So interestingly, we also saw a drop in approval rating among Democrats and among Republicans. So what that tells us is that as these protests continue, as we see, of course, peaceful protesting, but also apart from that, looting and violence, people's opinions of the protests are definitely starting to change, with most people starting to drop their approval rating for these protests.
So, Lisa, we also heard from the Democratic ticket today, as we just heard Joe Biden, Kamala Harris. We know you were there in person for her remarks, and we know that she did speak about the coronavirus. What can you tell us about what she said, though, about this set of issues, about the racial unrest, about Kenosha?
Her remarks were sharp and very intentional on this subject. Talking to the Biden campaign, they say they always had planned for Kamala Harris to come out with a strong and clear rebuttal to the president. They say they expect the president to tell lies about their campaign tonight. They wanted Harris to come out first. But it's clear that in the last couple of days, they have moved to more talking about this particular issue. Judy, she repeated again and again that Jacob Blake, she repeated twice, that Jacob Blake was shot in the back 7 times. Shot in the back 7 times, she repeated. She stressed he's still fighting for his life. It shouldn't be that way. And then she broadened this theme, Judy, saying things like, it's clear, the reality is that the life of a black person in America has never been treated as fully human. She also went on to say, to address Republicans' challenge to them, she said, we do not confuse violence, looting with peaceful protest. She says that's what Republicans are doing, not Democrats. And instead, she called on America to act now when it comes to racial injustice. She also said it's a reality that Republicans are ignoring. In fact, she said Republicans are ignoring the very name of people mistreated, including Jacob Blake.
So, Lisa, staying with you, we see the Trump campaign bringing up policing and the Biden ticket's position on that. What are you seeing about what the Trump camp is saying and how the Biden the Biden campaign is responding?
Right. This is important, too, because while we knew that we were going to hear from Kamala Harris today, we did not know that the Vice President Joe Biden was going to be speaking as well. He went on several cable television outlets for lengthy interviews, talking a lot about this topic, and it seemed like he was really defending his record on this issue. Let's look at a particular kind of fact check in context about something that Vice President Pence said last night during his speech. Pence said yesterday, he asked whether he'd support cutting funding to police. Biden replied, yes, absolutely. Those were Pence's words last night. But in fact, Judy, when you look at what Biden has said, Biden just this past Sunday said, I don't want to defund police departments. I think they need more help. Biden has said that he thinks some money could be shifted to other things, for example, mental health programs. But he has never said that he wants to cut overall police funding. And instead, today, he also went on the air and said that he has denounced violence, and he does think that there are community solutions. He's long been for community policing, is what Biden said today.
All right, finally, and just quickly back to Yamiche. Yamiche, tell us a little about what we should expect to hear from the president tonight.
Well, first, I want to set the scene. The White House has really been transformed into a campaign rally site on the South Lawn where I'm standing. The lines have never been more blurred between the White House and the Trump campaign. The president is expected to speak between 1,000 and 1,500 people. I was not COVID tested before I came out here. It's unclear whether or not the people who are gathering, who are going to be sitting very close together, whether or not they've been tested. There's no mask mandate. And I want to also pull up the fact that the president is going to be really delivering some harsh words toward Joe Biden. I want to pull up some of the parts of the speech that we now know of. He's expected to say, at no time before have voters faced a clearer choice between two parties, two visions, two philosophies, or two agendas. He will also say, we have spent the last 4 years reversing the damage Joe Biden inflicted over the last 47 years. Also, the president is expected to announce a deal for rapid COVID-19 testing. It's supposed to be a $750 million deal for 150 million tests to go out across the country. The president's hoping that that announcement will really give life to the idea that he is trying his best to really protect Americans from this pandemic.
Yamiche Alcindor, Lisa Desjardins will be talking to both of you throughout the night. Thank you.
Thanks.
And with just a couple of hours to go before the start of tonight's Republican convention, we are joined by the White House Chief of Staff, Mark Meadows. Mark Meadows, thank you very much for taking time to be with us. How do you think the convention's going so far? And what do you think the president is gaining from this?
Well, I think the convention is going outstanding because we're telling the story of American people across the country. And in each and every night, it's not just about political figures and personalities. It's about people that are involved in, whether it's a lobster fisherman or a logger or anyone else, small business person. It's their stories. And that's what the American people are really interested in. And ultimately, it's that forgotten man and woman that this president campaigned on some 4 years ago. And ultimately, it is his ability to represent them that this convention is all about.
Well, we are hearing a lot of those personal testimonials. We're also hearing a lot about Joe Biden. And I want to ask you about that because he's clearly a progressive. He's a liberal. His views are to the left of the president's. He's for expanding the Affordable Care Act. He is for diverting some police funding to social services. But he is not for a government-run Medicare for all. He is not, as we just heard in Lisa Desjardins' report, he's not for defunding the police. He's repeated it again. And yet, speaker after speaker at the convention is saying he is for these things. They're saying he's a socialist. He's going to bring the country to ruin. Why not just say this is what he believes and not exaggerate?
Well, I don't think there's any exaggeration. Even in your lead up just a few minutes ago with the reporter and the reporting that was going on, they said that he wants to reallocate. By definition, that means that you cut from one place and you augment in another place. And so if he's so clear on it, why didn't he condemn all the people that are out there saying that we need to defund the police? Why didn't he condemn them? Not just state a policy position, but condemn their very activity. Listen, it's never been more clear. This president will back law enforcement, consistently has and consistently will, and yet Joe Biden is trying to be nuanced in his words when we all know what he really means by that. Listen, I served on Capitol Hill. When you talk about reallocations, you take from one bucket and you put in a different bucket. So I'm not sure what exactly he means by that.
Well, reallocating is different from defunding altogether, but we can.
Well, let's say we're not defunding altogether, but you're cutting their funding. I mean,
right.
let's be honest about it. If you're taking money from police, law enforcement, you are not increasing their budget, you're decreasing.
Let me ask you quickly about something Vice President Pence and others have said, that the president saved lives with a total ban on travel from China starting back in January. He claims, others claim that Joe Biden and the Democrats attacked this. However, we've looked back at all this. It was not a total ban. The New York Times estimates something like 40,000 travelers from China arrived in the U.S. after the president imposed that action over the course of 2 months, and that Joe Biden and the Democrats did not attack this. We've gone back and looked. And so where is all that coming from?
Well, if you went back and looked, They did condemn it, and so let's go ahead and do that. He did call him xenophobic.
But he was
and
not
so,
referring to the ban when he said that.
Well, so it was in the context of the COVID relief and what the president did. So I don't know how you can contextualize it in any other way. And so what they're saying is Joe Biden today is applauding the president for cutting down travel from China. That would be newsworthy if that's what he's saying. I don't see any ads out there with Joe Biden saying, we applaud President Trump for cutting down travel from China. So, listen, this is all about two different narratives. It's one where the president indeed did save thousands and thousands and perhaps tens of thousands of lives, maybe even by some estimates, hundreds of thousands of lives by his quick action in terms of trying to make sure that there was a travel ban imposed. But more importantly than that, we have to make sure that the facts speak for themselves. And as you're trying to share with your viewers tonight, we can't have a revisionist history that would suggest anything other than where Joe Biden has consistently, even through their convention,